Hi, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. We will get started in a moment, so settle in. I think one of the things we should have thought of, Dr. Julia, was to build an agent that can put automatic music when we're waiting on calls. That is something that I always think of as an afterthought.
Next
But who
time.
knows? Maybe one of our participants today, will even build that by the time we're done with this ceremony. So I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, maybe next time. I think we're good to start, Mira. The floor is yours.
Okay. Again, thank you everybody and welcome. Good evening. A very warm welcome to the closing ceremony of the Code Without Barriers Hackathon for 2026. Now, if you had attended the opening ceremony, you would have probably already seen me. And sorry, you're still stuck with me on the closing ceremony as well. My name is Meera Vangi. I am based in Singapore here, and I am the partner skilling strategy lead for Asia, which is my day job. But the other hat that I wear, which I'm really privileged to do, is as the Code Without Barriers partnership lead. And so it's my absolute privilege to be here today and to be your MC. And to everyone joining us from across the region, thank you also for being here. Whether you've joined us as a participant, a partner, a mentor, or a judge, or even just a friend of the program, we're very lucky to have you here. When we started the hackathon back in April, on the 2nd of April, our theme was breaking barriers, building futures. At that time, it was an invitation, right? And tonight is the actual dance, as we call it. So it's a celebration of all of the work that you guys have been doing. And the barriers, I think, that we talked about breaking, I'm sure you've been busy turning them into starting lines rather than, breaking barriers. So if we can move to the next slide. It looks like a really long time, but I promise you the time will go by really, really fast. We'll reflect on the journey. We will hear from our incredible partners who supported us by providing problem statements. We'll, of course, look forward to celebrating all of our winners, and also recognize everybody that, put in their effort and, come with great ideas to this hackathon. We'll wrap up towards the end with some words of encouragement, something for you to think about as you move forward. So it's going to be a really fun event. I would like you to also be active with maybe comments, also reactions. So feel free to use all of the buttons that you have there liberally as we go forward. Now, to kick us off through the journey, I'm going to hand over to my colleague and somebody that's been at the very heart of this hackathon, not just this year, but for many years running. Dr. Julia, she leads the Code Without Barriers hackathon program. So over to you.
Thank you, Mira. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the closing ceremony. And yes, as rightly pointed, it has been a journey. And this year we came to the closing ceremony again, right? So we've been running this hackathon for 5 years, right? So which is a big milestone for us. And let's look at the Code Without Barriers Hackathon 2026. How did we do, right? And how it was different from the previous years, right? So this year's hackathon was specifically designed for ASEAN and participants from ASEAN countries. And we were lucky to get participation from 10 countries across the region, namely Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. And from these 10 countries, we got more than 3,000 female registrations. So that's a big number, right? And this year we had 4 problem statements, two from our customers and partners, iNextLabs and Sorbonne Juron. And the support from them we really appreciate, right? And then we also had two general problem statements, right? Which we create as a team from Code Without Barriers, right? And we always give you freedom to work on these problem statements as well, right? So as a result, at the end of this hackathon, we actually got 53 qualified submissions and we identified 12 winners, right? So this year's prizes included internships and cash prizes funded by Microsoft, right? And we also did, and it's going to be a pleasant surprise for everyone who worked on the general problem statements later down the road, that there will be appreciation prizes. So we expanded our budget a little bit, but to acknowledge your effort, right? And this year's hackathon timeline was very similar to the last year. So we started in spring and we are concluding in June, right? So with this, let's move to the next slide, please, and let's look at our participants. So every year I try to reflect who was our participant, right? Like how, like which age group, like which background they come from, which countries they come from, right? And every year, I'll be honest, it's a different profile, right? So this year we had the biggest participation from Philippines and Indonesia. Both like from these countries, we had like more than 800 participants each, right? Next, we had like a good participation from Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Singapore, right? So the rest of the countries from the region were represented in a little bit smaller scale, right? So in terms of like who was our participant this year, right? Majority of you, more than 60% this year, were 20 to 30 years old. So quite young population, right? 30% were 30 to 40, and only 6% were either younger or older, right? So we have a very young crowd with us this year. And we had 1% of returning hackathon participants, right? This number varies from year to year, right? But it's good to see people coming back. And we've seen this trend continuing from the previous years, right? So 62% of you already hold a bachelor's degree. A lot of you were either with higher degrees or currently students, right? Which is a very good sign for us, right? And in terms of professional background, majority of our participants are either early or mid-level professionals. So meaning you have less than 5 years of experience. And I can absolutely understand like how this hackathon can be valuable for you, right? And then we also had about 15% of more experienced participants with more than 5 years of experience, and about 14% of students, right? And in terms of technical background, this year we've seen 64% of our participants with cloud experience, and 61% of that, like of our participants were with Azure experience already, right? So this is quite a significant change from the previous years. And AI 900 certification was the certification which was most held by participants, right? So this is the entry-level AI certification, but I would definitely highlight its importance, and it's a very good start for you if you want to start building with AI on Azure, right? And most popular programming languages across our participants, no surprise here, it's Python and JavaScript. Right. So nothing new in this one. And in terms of like what were you interested in, right? 80% of participants of our hackathon actually highlighted that they are interested in employment. So this continues to be a hot topic, and this is exactly the reason why we try to bring our customers and partners to this hackathon so we can make this bridge between the talent and the companies, right? And in terms of the prices, we always ask you during the registration, what are you interested in mostly? And this year is not a surprise. You're interested in all types of prizes. That includes internships, employment opportunities, mentoring, and cash. So we would continue to pursue them for you, like for the next year, right? So with this, I think everybody has a little bit better understanding of our crowd this year. We will move to the most anticipated segment, which is winners announcement. And with this, I will hand over to Mira, who will navigate us through this segment.
Sounds good. Thank you, Dr. Julia. Well, at least I know that I fall within that 6% of the age category. And well, there's no guesses for whether I fall younger or older. I think you can see very clearly, but I'm really excited by the mix of participants that we've had today. So we will now hand over turn by turn to each of our partner companies that have provided us with the problem statements. A very quick reminder when you're on screen, of course, and as the winner, when you see your name on screen, please do turn on your camera. We would love to be able to see you and interact with you. So first up, we can move to the next slide. I want to call upon our first partner challenge, and this comes from iNextLabs. The challenge was to create an AI-powered multi-agent system for end-to-end catering operations. And to present this one, can I please welcome Ross Desa from iNextLabs?
Yeah, thank you, Mira. Thank you, Julia. I know last year I was here. Similar thing this year. You guys are conducting a huge hackathons, and you're at the realm of this hackathon itself and conducting it well. Last year I was here to celebrate the same thing. This year also I'm here representing iNet Labs to announce the winners. This year we had a problem statement, Mira, regarding the AI catering system. Why we choose this, I would like to highlight that we got a customer who was operating in a basically a food and beverage industry, where we found out that okay, there are a lot of manual works that are going on over there. So we thought here's the latest thing that AI agents we all know. Microsoft has its own Microsoft agent frameworks and all those things. And basically, we want to move beyond the chatbots that we've developed. So we have thought of, okay, let's create a collaborative, intelligent AI operational assistance. And I think few of the participants we can see here, they have shined in this problem statement. And I would like to highlight over here, all of them, almost all of them have met with our expectations, what we expected. All of them were close to that. It's just that few of them have outshined in the problem statement. So we have I've discussed with my colleague Abdul, and over there we have found out, okay, these are the three ones which we found out as the best ones over here. So I'd like to announce the winner. The first winner, Anadya Shaifa, if she can share her thoughts on the same problem statement, I'll like to hand over to her. Anidya, do you like to share your thoughts on this one?
Okay, thank you so much. And hi everyone, I'm Anindya from Indonesia. I actually found out about this hackathon from the Microsoft Code Without Barriers WhatsApp group. A notification I almost scrolled past, but I'm really glad I didn't. When I joined, I came in with a clear goal. I didn't want to build the obvious version of the solution. And through that process, I learned something I didn't expect. The most valuable engineering decisions are not in the happy path, they are in what you do when things conflict. Like when two parts of a system disagree and you have to design a way through it, that becomes the core of my entire project. I also learned a lot about how to work with a Microsoft Agent Framework and Azure OpenAI in a way that goes beyond just wiring up calls, but actually think about how agents share contacts, how decisions get passed down, and where a human needs to stay in the loop. That's a kind of thing I'll carry into everything I build next. And more than the technical side, I learned what it feels like to fully commit to one idea and see it through. And that's honestly the most useful thing I'm taking away from this. I'm really grateful for iNextLab for a problem statement that gave me room to go deep, and to the Microsoft for building a community where something like this is possible. Once again, thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Nadia, for sharing your journey. I'd like to announce the second winner as well and the third one. The second winner is Siti Noor Shakira, and the third one is Akure Bakurian. Okay, if anyone is there, if they would like to share their thoughts, they're welcome to do that.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Shakira from Malaysia. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to the judges choosing me as one of the winners. I'm truly humble and grateful that you guys believe in my project. This hackathon is very special to me because this is my very first time learning and building a multiple AI agent. So Kangaroo is a AI pattern system, but I gave it a twist by rooting it deeply in Malaysian culture and my own community. So seeing this agent collaborate and solve a real problem using a new technology was totally amazing. And again, thank you to the judges for this honor. Thank you to the iNextLabs for the great problem statement, and to IDX Next for organizing this event, and to Microsoft for supporting Asian developers. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Siti Noor Shakira. Yeah, thank you, Mira, and thank you, Julia, for this wonderful hackathon. Being a partner, it's a great pleasure to have here announcing those winners, and it's continued to be part of this hackathon itself. Yeah, thank you, Mira, for handing over. I'll go back to you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ross. And again, we cannot do these things without partners like yourselves. So, as much as, I mean, we cannot create any solutions if there are no problem statements in the first place, right? So, thank you again for your partnership on this. And a huge congratulations to all of the winners. Again, I couldn't see if there were many reactions on screen, but please do put the virtual hands together to make sure that we, clap and appreciate all of the efforts. And like Anindya said, I think it's about figuring out that things don't always work the first time around, right? So I'm really glad that you guys kept at it, and I'm sure there'll be even more solutions in your future and in ours. So with that, let's move on to our next problem statement. And this one comes from our partner Surbana Jurong. So this is for an agentic AI for task progress and project tracking. So the brief basically was to turn unstructured project conversations into clean structured plans while still keeping human beings firmly in the loop. Actually, when you think about how many meetings that we go to every day, it'd be really nice if we had agents that could assign all of the action items to the right individuals before somebody can say, "Oh, let's discuss this offline," because then you know that it's gone into the black box and never gets done. So I'm sure all of our participants had a lot of fun with this one. I'm going to invite Dr. Doreen Malote, the technology manager from Surbana Jurong's global innovation team, to talk a little bit about the project and to announce the winners. Dr. Doreen.
Thank you so much, Mira. First, I would like to say thank you to the whole organizing team. This has been quite an experience for me as well. It's the first time for me to join Code Without Barriers as a judge, and we have had past winners. Also, I work closely with them at SJ, so I'm a good testament that this platform is really creating big change to everyone who is participating. So the SJ being a global organization operating across diverse teams, but also diverse time zones and projects, diverse countries. This challenge was very important for us because we always try to ensure that project information remains accurate across different teams, but it's also traceable and aligned across different regions. So the challenges that you were all given for SJ was creating SJ Project Planner agent an AI solution that was going to help us transform all these unstructured conversations into a more structured and auditable project updates method, while of course keeping humans in the loop and in control of all the decision making. So we received a number of submissions. They were all very interesting. I was very impressed with the strong solutions, enthusiasm, and creativity that was shown in your submissions. So we went through the submissions, me together with Dr. Maria, who is the Director of Global Innovation at SJ, and we concluded on 3 winners, which we're excited to announce today. Mira, thank you. Yeah, so I would like to announce the 3 winners from SJ challenge. The first one is Elizabeth. Elizabeth, if you can turn on your camera. So Elizabeth's solution was very interesting. She named it Aurora. It was very strong in terms of potential impact to what we currently do in SJ, but it was also very strong in the feasibility on it being actually used immediately, and the technical merit on how innovative it is. So Elizabeth, congratulations, and would you like to share your experiences on how you went through this challenge?
Yeah, hi. Hi everyone. I am Lisa from Indonesia. First of all, thank you to the Code Without Barriers Hackathon 2026 team and to SJ Group as the industry partner for making this opportunity possible. Well, first, I joined this hackathon because I wanted to learn Microsoft tools more deeply. Before this, I mostly used familiar tools like Word and PowerPoint, but thanks to this experience, I explored tools like Azure AI Foundry, Azure Functions, SharePoint, Power Automate, and Power BI. It was honestly a very big learning journey for me. It helped me stay up to date with how fast technology is evolving, especially around AI and cloud services. It also reminded me that we don't have to know everything before we begin. We can start with curiosity, learn step by step, and still build something meaningful. Well, for my project, I built Aurora, which stands for Assisted Update Review of Resource Allocation. It is an AI assistant that helps project managers review updates from emails and meeting notes. More than the final product, what mattered most to me was the process of learning, testing, fixing mistakes, and slowly connecting different tools into one working solution. I am also very grateful to the organizers for the support throughout the hackathon. Honestly, those supports helped me keep going until I finish my solution. This program matters because it empowers women to be more courageous in technology. The tech field moves very fast, and sometimes it can feel very hard to keep up. But this hackathon reminded me that we don't need to know everything from the start. We can learn, try, ask questions, and grow along the way. Lastly, congratulations to the other winners and everyone who participated. Even joining and trying already means something because it takes courage to build, submit, and share your work. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that very thoughtful message to your fellow participants as well. Aurora was very interesting for us. As we know, AI is growing and it's vital in reducing the friction to the way we work. So Aurora has proven to be something that can really reduce friction when it comes to project planning. And congratulations for winning the prize internship with SJ. I'm looking forward to working with you soon. And also congratulations for winning the Microsoft funded prize as well. We do have 2 more winners that we would like to acknowledge. We have Neha. Her project was very interesting, Plan Pilot AI. It also was very strong in terms of its innovation, creativity, but what really captured us was her pitch. The pitch was very strong and very clear. It was something that really helped us understand that she really understood the assignment and she understood the problem that we gave as well. So Nihad, would you like to also share your experience?
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Neha. I'm from Singapore. I'm actually a
Sorry,
computer
Neha, we
science.
cannot hear you very well.
So yeah, you're coming in very soft.
Hello?
Yes.
Slightly better, but yeah, maybe
I'll speak
closer to the
louder.
mic. This
Does
is
that
better.
work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Neha. I'm from Singapore. I'm actually a computer science student, so I'm very happy to have come in second place. I think when I first saw the problem statement, I was very interested in trying out to develop a solution for it. It's also my first time using agentic AI and also developing a solution using the Microsoft ecosystem. So I definitely learned a lot. I think this is a great problem statement and it's much needed in the world now, especially to help with the efficiency of project management. So yeah, I'm just very grateful to have the chance to explore and develop my own version of the solution, make it meet the requirements of the problem statement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would also like to acknowledge Samantha. Her solution, Plan Forge, was also very interesting. Samantha, would you like to also say something?
Hello po, I'm Sam. Can you hear me po?
Yes, we can.
I'm Sam and I'm from the Philippines and I built PlanForge for the SJ Project Planner Challenge solo. And honestly, building this project came together way easier than I expected with Azure OpenAI doing the heavy lifting and shipping it to the Azure container apps was also a relief because my laptop was uh, able to free up its memory and now it's just live on the internet, which is wild to me. So I'm really proud of this project and thank you so much for the organizer for Code Without Barriers Hackathon 2026 and to the SJ Planner SJ group for giving us such a blast experience. And I'm definitely not done with joining more hackathons in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam. With that, I also would like to say thank you to every participant. As SJ Group, we really appreciate your strong interest in taking our problem statement and using your time, your efforts, your knowledge in trying to solve it. We really appreciate every single submission that you sent, and we're looking forward to having you again next time. Thank you so much, Mira. I pass it over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Doreen, and congratulations again to all of the winners. Way back when I first started working, I was also a project manager. I would have loved to have, all of these options of using Aurora and Plan Pilot or Plan Forge to have helped me. I'm sure I would have been a much, much better project manager then. But well, it's never too late to start. So we need to also drink our own medicine sometimes. And I'm excited about all of these options that you've provided to help Surbana Jurong in what they've been doing. So thank you again to everyone. Moving forward, I'm going to now ask. So we had a couple of open challenges as well. So and this was where participants got to dream up their own personal assistant. So I'm going to hand over to Dr. Julia to talk about what this entailed and to announce the winners.
Yeah, thank you, Mira. So, as part of the general problem statements this year, we actually had two, right? And the first one, which we added, was focused on building your personal assistant, because I personally think, like in our day-to-day life, our journey can be very different, our experiences can be different. But with this type of technology, you can actually think big and address your own challenges. So you are not only building the solution like for someone else's problem statement, but you are building something that you can actually use yourself in your everyday life, even after this hackathon concludes, right? So for this problem statement, the key idea was to look into your daily life or maybe your life experiences and reflect, what was the challenge and what could be actually significantly improved with the technology we have these days, right? And I always intentionally keep the general problem statements quite open. So we don't limit you to any use case or any industry, right? It can be anything. And the solutions which we have received, I was very pleased with the variety, because then we received submissions like with very different assistants, right? And all of them, they stem from very different experiences and maybe some pain points you've been going through at a certain point, right? So with this, let's actually move to our winners. So first place goes to Mirza Rayana Sanzana and your Nexora Scholar Scheduler. Right. So this solution, I was very impressed. I was very impressed with this assistant because first of all, of course, the quality of the pitch. It was there, the technical part, it was there, the use of Azure and the richness of the components, everything was there, right? But even from the personal perspective, right, when I looked at this solution, I immediately saw that these can easily be a product used by everyone, because in her pitch, Mirza was sharing that it helps you to move from just you owning and managing your calendar, right? And you put in some of the blocks over there and trying to organize things for yourself, to having an assistant which, based on your needs, maybe you want to exercise 3 times per week, or maybe you want to cook a couple of times per week and not every day, right? It can help you plan it depending on your available time, depending your existing arrangements. And you can get not only a calendar, but you will get an actionable plan. And I think this is where, like, it will be useful to a lot of people, because we all have to organize a number of things in our life, work assignments, like commitments with our friends, like something around our fitness and health journey, like how do we incorporate our hobbies into our weekly activities, right? So all of this is very real for a lot of us. So this solution is actually, this is the reason why we are awarding the first place to this solution. So I'm happy to see, Mirza, that you are on camera. So please, the floor is yours. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for your kind words. It really means a lot. So I would like to also thank you for the way the general problem statement was. It was it was very open, like you mentioned, and that's why it pushed me to think beyond, like how it can actually help. So after thinking some time, then I came up with the idea of how to actually integrate it in a way that is going to take some decision overload from me and instead give me the insights, actionable insights. So I actually also used Microsoft the first time. I mean, the agent-wise Microsoft Azure, setting it up and everything. I learned so much. So it was a wonderful journey, and thank you so much once again. And actually, the support, uh, like through Discord and email, and then asking us like, "Are you doing okay? Do you need any other help?" It was really nice. So thanks to Microsoft as well as Code Without Barriers, because like for organizing such event and the hackathons, as well as like providing the opening ceremony as well, where you discuss the problem set statement. I even went and looked through the other ones as well, then decided to go for this one. So yeah, it was really nice. The sponsors, the judges. So yeah, I'm so thankful.
Thank you. Thank you, and congratulations. Okay, with this, I will move to my second, the second place winner. And this is Angeline Marie Marchel, right, with her solution, Bamboo Brain. Right, so this is a very interesting one, and it's quite a different one, because this is your personal assistant in learning Mandarin, right? So I was very interested in this submission, and actually the different experience the learners can have, right? So it was a very big surprise, and honestly, it was the only submission which was focusing on learning languages, and a very good one. So we have to acknowledge it, right? So, Angeline, I see that you're here with us. Would you like to share a couple of words about your experience and your solution?
Okay. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for Code Without Barriers Committee and also Microsoft for organizing this incredible hackathon. It has been a truly fun challenge, and I'm so grateful to be here today. I've learned a lot throughout this entire journey, and this is actually my very first hackathon I have ever participated in, and to have it a result of my first win really makes me feel incredibly happy and deeply blessed. And my motivation for joining wasn't just to compete. I genuinely wanted to explore the AI services provided by Microsoft and learn how to utilize them to solve the real everyday problems. And right now, I'm living and studying as a student in China. And one of my biggest daily challenges is to improve my Mandarin skills. And that personal need sparked my ideas of my project. So I wanted to build something that could actively help me learn. And that is how the Bamboo Brain platform was born. And of course, the process wasn't without its struggles. There were many moments of asking myself, like, where do I even start and how do I actually make this work? But by pushing through those roadblocks and leveraging AI coding assistants to help me guide my development, I finally built a fully functioning Chinese learning AI agent application for myself. So seeing the final result come to life was one of my most rewarding moments for me. And once again, thank you for all committees, the organizers, and judges for this award. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Angeline. Thank you for your submission and congratulations. And with this, let me announce our third place winner, Chloe Maxine, if you're here with us, and your submission, Career Hive. Okay, I see that you are here. So for everyone who is on the call, Career Hive is AI-powered career coaching assistant. So this is very useful for everyone who is just looking for a first job or maybe looking for a new job, right? So this is exactly a solution which you will find very useful because not only it will look at your resume, right, and your CV, but it will also give you some suggestions and improvements according to the role you want to apply. So with this, Chloe Maxine, I think the floor is yours. Please unmute yourself and share about your journey.
Hi, thank you so much. Actually, I just want to thank everyone who made this event possible. Without your hard work and support, I wouldn't even be standing here today, and I'm really grateful for that. So, this is actually the biggest hackathon I've joined so far, and to be honest, it has been a very nerve-wracking experience, but it has also been deeply rewarding. I'm so thankful for the privilege to represent my fellow Filipinos in technology, and actually, regarding my journey, it was not easy at first. At the start, I was a complete stranger to Azure services. I had to spend a lot of time watching tutorials and reading guides. But after putting a bit more time, I was finally able to get the gist of it. And actually, after that breakthrough, everything became much more easier to build and to develop. So the purpose of my project is to help job seekers prepare for their applications smoothly and confidently. I wanted to develop an all-in-one system that supports them from the moment that they submit their resume up until the final interview process. And I'm so grateful for the Code Without Barriers team that they resonated with my vision and believed in my idea. So with that, thank you so much for this amazing achievement. It's a huge milestone for me, and congratulations to all participants and winners. Thank you.
Thank you, Chloe Maxine. Thank you. And congratulations to all our winners for general problem statement, like the first one. And with this, we can move to the next slide. And okay, so actually, when I was going through submissions, and because the problem statement was quite open, right? We received a lot of good submissions and good projects, right? And I really tried to, acknowledge good and very interesting submissions to this problem statement. That's why we decided to add this appreciation prize, which is a little bit smaller right? But just to acknowledge the quality of the work which you did, your desire to learn and your desire to learn new technologies, and actually your desire to push through and push it to the submission, like to the final submission and across the finish line, because I understand often that's very challenging, right? So I would like to call out who is getting appreciation prize for the general problem statement #1. So that's Tricia Sai Magia, Honey Lin, Julia Israelina Sani, Mahalakshmi Saminathan, right? Kyla Salsabila, Lair Chan, and Christy Estampador, right? Congratulations, ladies. Appreciate your work, appreciate your submission, and keep learning, keep what you are doing, and thank you. Big thank you for you. Right, so with this, we will be moving to the general problem statement #2. So this was the second problem statement, which I have decided to put also like for our participants, because this is the very important aspect of our lives, like the mindfulness and, you know, the ability to even look into these aspects, right? Often we are too busy, right? Too busy with all our different arrangements, which we have to manage, right? And this was an opportunity for participants and for all of us to reflect on, you know, what type of assistance can be helpful in this space, right? What type of systems can help us be more mindful, to reflect, to journal a little bit more, and build different sustainable habits, right? So this was the general theme for this problem statement, right? And let's move to our winners. So the first place goes to Kenneth Kandrasti, right? With Rawat AI submission. And this is a very unique submission, and this is an AI companion for cancer caregivers. And I was really touched by the personal story. And this is, of course, goes on top of the quality of the pitch, the technical implementation, the use of Azure. All of this was there, but also the problem which this solution addressed was very touching and very moving. And the implementation of the gentle companion was very different in this solution from others, right? And with this, I would like to invite Kenneth to share about your solution, about your journey.
Thank you. Thank you, Alhamdulillah. Praise be to Allah. My name is Kanis, and I am from Indonesia. And I would like to thank the Code Without Barrier team, the organizer, mentor, and judges, and Microsoft for sponsoring this program, and also IDF and XP for empowering it. And this was my first hackathon, so this achievement means a lot to me. So you already share about my solution. In Indonesian, rawats mean to care for, nurture, and look after someone. So that is the meaning that the heart of the Rawat AI. So it was actually inspired by my experience caring for my son through cancer treatment since 2021. And it taught me that caregiver carry not only schedules and responsibility, but also need to manage the fear, mental exhaustion, and the pressure to stay strong. And that is why I built Rawat AI, an AI companion that is designed to care for the caregiver, so not only the patient. This hackathon was also part of my rebuilding journey after I'm stepping away from corporate life in December. And I found the courage to code again. I built a Telegram bot. I set up cloud resources and database. And I learned Microsoft Foundry, Azure Function, and Cosmos DB. And I was also like to thank my family, especially my husband and children, for always supporting me for the good and the bad time. This achievement is also yours. So thank you very much. Congratulations to all participants and winner. It is an honor to be part of this journey with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations. And with this, we will be moving to our second place winner, Jeneline Magno, and her submission, Mindflow, right? So this is a different type of assistant, and this is AI Wellness Companion, right? And Jeneline approached a very it's a challenge we all have to face, and you can do all these tasks independently, but you don't have a solution where you can actually do all of this together, and where your, for example, journaling and mood check-in experience can be connected, where you can connect and map it to your habits tracking, right? And do this in one place. So, Jenlyn, please, the floor is yours. Share about your experience and your solution.
Hi, thank you so much. First of all, thank you, Code.
We can hear you very lightly. If you can speak a little bit louder.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Code Without Barriers, for this opportunity. And actually, this is my first time joining a hackathon on my own. I actually signed up without really knowing how difficult it would be, because I just really wanted to get out of my comfort zone and challenge myself. Um, During the ceremony, opening ceremony, one piece of advice that stuck with me was to just start, and that we would figure things out along the way. I took that advice and it turned out to be true. There were many moments when I struggled, like, for example, learning Azure services, debugging issues, and also maintaining the project. But every time I solved a problem, it felt really rewarding. Those challenges taught me much more than I expected, actually. And one thing I learned from this experience is that when you put in the effort, you always gain something valuable from it. Because beyond the project itself, I believe I gain new skills, confidence, and also the experience that I'll be able to carry forward. Again, congratulations to all the winners, and thank you again to the organizers, mentors, judges, and everyone who made this hackathon possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeneline, and congratulations one more time. And now we will move to our third place winner, Neha Kera Saluja, right? And your submission, MindMate, right? So this AI-powered self-awareness companion was very different from the other submissions which we have received. And what stood out to me is a human-centered approach, right? So it actually makes the mental well-being more accessible for all of us, more inclusive and more actionable, like from in our everyday life, right? And with this, Neha, the floor is yours. Congratulations, and please share about your experience in this hackathon. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you, Dr. Julia, for recognizing my work. And thank you for giving us a platform to build, learn, and grow. So, my journey started with, of course, I'm very much into mindfulness. I practice self-awareness and mindfulness myself. But I think my journey started with curiosity. I had an idea in head, and I wanted to see how that shapes into reality. So my idea also started with my personal experience that our thoughts shape our reality. And that's where MindMate is centered, like you rightly said, something that we all can use in our day-to-day lives. So I built MindMate, is basically an AI-powered tool that help people with inculcating good mental habits through journaling, reflection, and mindfulness. I personally, this is my first time I'm participating in a hackathon. I personally, I had a belief system that building softwares it can only be done by developers. And I had no experience with Azure, Microsoft Foundry, like many of us here. And I started building my solution. All I had was faith in my idea. I started building my solution. I got stuck multiple times. I ran out of credits when I was building my UI through vibe coding. I even broke my solution and I really wanted to give up. But then I came back with a lot of patience and perseverance. That really helped me. So my journey is not about building an app. It was, I think, really, as the name says, code without barriers. It was about breaking barriers, honestly. Um, and what I learned in this process, two things while I was building. Number one, curiosity and clarity is more important than coding. So if you have the curiosity to learn and clarity of an idea that you really want to do, AI will guide you rest of the way. Second thing, when I got stuck, I asked AI for all the answers, to be honest. I built my solution, but I had no idea how to host it on Azure platform or even use speech services. Then I asked AI, and it became a step. It gave me a step by step guide on how I can implement it. So, in a nutshell, my biggest realization is that technology isn't a barrier. It's often our belief system. And I do feel empowered. It's not just about winning or losing. It's about, going through this journey and learning so much through this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neha, and congratulations one more time to you and to all our winners for the general problem statement number 2. Congratulations, and honestly, I'm very touched to hear your stories, how much you've learned, how much you have to move forward through all the challenges because building your solution is never without the challenges, but you need to just go through them. And with this, we will move to our second surprise of the day, and the appreciation prize for the general problem statement number 2. Right, so congratulations to Nutnicha Chichawailit, Ngok An, Angita Devi, Andrea Dieta, Vaishnavi, and Mina Ching and Timin. Right? Congratulations and thank you for your submissions. They were very good, and that's exactly the reason why we are doing also the appreciation prize for the general problem statement number 2. Because honestly, I was very touched and moved by the number of great submissions we have received, right? And I do understand that it's not the the easiest journey, right? You have to go through a lot of things, put a lot of effort, and I believe that this is going to be small appreciation for you, right? And with this, congratulations to all our winners. So we have completed our most important segment, but please stay with us for a little bit longer, where we'll share some other details, right? And with this, I will be handing over back to Mira.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Julia. And again, a big round of applause for everybody. And I'm like Dr. Julia said, it was really nice to hear not just stories of, things that you'd come out on top or succeeded. I think there was a lot of stuff that didn't work as well. But the fact that all of you kept at it, the fact that you even, showed up, I think I said this in the opening ceremony. If you came to that session, you already were brave because you were going to try something different, try something new. Like we said, this technology is there to help us. The good part about, I think, agents is even if you don't know what to do, you can ask it how to help us, build an agent itself. So that's always a good starting point. Before we close, I do want to, bring in Sindhura. So Sindhura is our Director of Business Management in Microsoft Technical Services org. She's also a longtime friend and a big supporter of the whole initiative. She leads the Code Without Barriers program for Asia. She's always been deeply passionate about girls in STEM, early in career talent, and she's definitely the right person for us to lead the program. But also, I want to bring her in to share a few of her thoughts about this. Sindhura, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mira. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so all of you have broken so many barriers. You've stopped me in my stride. I am at a train station right now, if you cannot see the background, because I didn't go home. I just paused here to listen to all of you. So kudos, the amount of energy, the amount of enthusiasm all of you have showed. So thank you for your participation. I'll just say a few things. First of all, 4 things kind of jumped out for me, right? All of you who've spoken today talked about how you're using AI to solve such a plethora of problem statements. And you are solving real problems. And so kudos to you for that. The second thing that jumped out for me is how you all invested in your own learning and growth and skilling. And that's going to be the most valuable thing that you take away as we kind of dabble with AI, because it's going to change. Everything's going to change within a matter of a week or 2 weeks. That's going to be the technology life cycle going forward. So keeping abreast, learning and unlearning is going to be the skill to have. So kudos to you for gaining that through this experience. All of you talked about taking risks. You didn't give up. You signed up for something that's out of your comfort zone and you persevered. That's the last thing I want to say. So kudos to all of you. A big thank you to our partners, iNext, SJ Group, to the judges, to the mentors, to our partner ID8 Next, as well as Mira, Julia. Thank you so much. Julia, especially Dr. Julia, you've been the pillar for the success of this hackathon, day in, day out. I don't know how many of you know that all of us at Microsoft are doing this as our 2 a.m. job. So this is over and above a very full-time, workload that all of us carry because it's our passion. And so as we wrap this incredible hackathon, I just want to recognize again the energy, the creativity, and the purpose that all of you have brought over the past few days. It's just not tech. It's more than that. The personal stories all of you shared, the solutions that all of you lit up, it's really just amazing. And the perspective that all of us have gained today in coming together to solve these real problems is priceless. But please, 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 let today not be the end. Let today be the starting point. The skills you've built, the ideas you've tested, and the confidence that all of you gained are incredibly valuable. And please continue to apply them, to tinker, to continue to apply them beyond just today and this moment. Because that's where the real impact is. It happens when you take what you've learned and take it into your communities, into your teams, and to the everyday work that you do. So continue to keep building, whether it's your skilling, whether it's new applications, keep applying these ideas that you have. Let them go beyond your mind. Let them go out into the technology and into people and communities you want these to be applied in. And last but not least, every one of your ideas and the solutions you created was about lifting others and bringing others along, whether it was a health, mindfulness, cancer, whether it was about project management or efficiencies in corporate or business, whatever that might be, it was all about enabling others to do more, which is really, really the crux of what Code Without Barriers and even Microsoft's mission is all about, is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to do more. And we're doing more with AI and technology. So kudos to you. And last but not least, I have the privilege of leading Code Without Barriers. For me and so many of our change makers, it's not just a program, it's a movement. And each one of you have contributed to that momentum. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your commitment. and for showing what's possible when we come together with purpose. So let's keep going. I encourage you to join our LinkedIn community for Code Without Barriers. We'll share the link out shortly and continue to do the amazing things that you will all go on to do. And so congratulations to all the winners, all the participants, and thank you so much for everything that you've done. With that, I pass it back to Mira.
Thank you so much, Sindhura. And like you said, right, this is, we're doing this for everybody. And if there's one thing that I would ask every person in this room today is to pay it forward, right? If you had some of these doubts yourself about whether you could do it, whether you could learn this new technology, whether you could try out a new tool, something that you had never done before, but you did. And I think if we could bottle up some of that energy, that enthusiasm, and replay it for anybody, any woman or even anybody, right, who ever has a doubt whether they belong in tech, I think we need to do that, because this is how we're going to pay it forward. This is how we're going to actually break barriers. So it's wonderful to see all of this. It definitely energizes us, and which is why, like Sindhura said, we do this as our 2 a.m. job. So we're definitely going to need some of that, some of the agents to keep our work-life balance in check. But I'm going to hand it last time back to Dr. Julia. Again, she is the one that has held this program up for multiple years. So a huge amount of, kudos and applause goes to her for making this happen. So Dr. Julia, over to you.
Thank you, Mira, and thank you, Sindhura, for your kind words and for great message to all our fellow participants. So with this, I will probably move to what's next, right? And couple of work things before we close of our ceremony, right? So for all the winners, right, you will receive the certificates from our hackathon over the email. So please do check them, right? And also in terms of prize distribution, our partner ID Next will be contacting you. So please do respond to those emails. It's a legitimate one. They might be asking you a couple of details, but that's as expected. Once again, if you have any issues, if you have any concerns, or you want to verify something, please do message us on the Discord, right? Where you can find the Discord channel. Again, at the Hackathon website, there is and we will put it also into this channel. There is a link, right? We will keep Discord active. If you will have any questions, anything that concerns you regarding the prizes, etc., you drop a note over there, right? But please also use Discord as your community, because we have a big number of participants from this year, and I assume winners as well are also there. Do take it as your place to share about your submission. If you want to, collaborate with someone after this hackathon, this is your platform to do it, right? And some of you were also reaching out to us asking if you can post your solutions and, on your social networks, right? At the time when we were still in the midst of judging and submissions, we advised you not to do this, right? And wait a little bit. And with this closing ceremony, I would like to encourage you to post your solutions and your pitch videos at LinkedIn. Please don't forget to tag Code Without Barriers, tag myself, Sindhura, and Mira, and ID Next team in your posts, right? Don't be afraid to do that. We would for sure support and recognize your achievement, right? And please once again, use Discord as your CWB community, because all of you have learned so much, right? And overcame so much within this hackathon that it really inspires me. I'm sure it inspires everyone who participated but maybe didn't get the winning places, right? And again, as a closing remarks, I would like you to continue building your solutions. Don't let them just sit somewhere in the GitHub and forget about them. I'm telling you, I went through each of your submissions. They are all very good. Please don't let them just stay over there. Take them to the next level. And if you were, not sure, is it worth it? Is it good enough? Is it, is it a good solution anyone would use? My answer is yes. Honestly, like very few, I would say, like there is a lot of work, but a lot of your submissions are a great start. So don't forget it there, right? And continue to dare yourself into the areas which are new for you, which are maybe not so comfortable, or something you haven't learned so far, right? Use all this hackathon experience and after the hackathon as well as the opportunity to learn something new, do something you've never done, and move to a different level, right? With this, we are moving to our last slide, and this is a big thank you slide. I would like to thank our customers and partners, because without you, this hackathon would not be complete. And we really need your support for this hackathon, because this is what our participants need. They need internships, they need your mentoring, they need like future jobs opportunities, right? And the talent which we get every year, and this year is not an exception, to participate in this hackathon is just incredible, right? And I would like to thank all of our speakers, mentors, and judges, because for all of us, like it's it's a second job which we run on passion, right? So I do appreciate your effort and your contribution. Thank you a lot. Thank you for all of our participants. You are the core of this hackathon. Without you, there is no hackathon. Right. So thank you for all of you who dedicated time, spend this time to learn something, build something, maybe troubleshoot something in the Discord, like raise your concerns over there. I really thank you, and thank you a lot for sharing your personal stories and together with your submissions. Thank you for actually pushing through the finish line, sending it all. I know it is challenging, I know, right? But believe me, it's worth it, right? It's an incredible achievement for all of you. And congratulations to all our winners, right? And I would like to thank our organizing team. And I would like to thank Mira for being our MC throughout this hackathon. I would like to thank Sindura, because she's the person with whom we fight for the budgets and the prizes. Right, and I really appreciate her support as the leader of this program. And I would like to call out the Ideate Next team, who works with us for this. Like, this is our second year of running the hackathon together. Thank you for all the hard work, for all the late night messages, right? And thank you for pushing through. Right, and with this, we are closing Code Without Barriers Hackathon 2026, and I really hope we will see you next year. If you want to connect with us on any of the social platforms like LinkedIn, do drop us a message, tag us in your posts, join the CWB community, right? And continue to innovate. Thank you, and congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Good night, good evening, and keep
Thank
building.
you.
Thank you.
All the best. Bye.